someone commented like, if the designs don't honour God, don't give him the glory.
Today on the Designer Dialogues, I'm sitting down with the founder of Destined To Be Her. Since launching, she's made waves with her bold, unique designs and a hugely successful start. Some have questioned whether her pieces are Christian or modest enough, but she stayed true to her vision, creating fashion that reflects her faith, creativity and style. Let's dive into her journey and hear how she's building a brand that's unapologetically hers.
Sometimes your manufacturer isn't bad, sometimes your tech pack is bad. And when I did that, I felt like once I had paid for the order, I was like, where's the money?
What is your outfit for today?
So I am wearing some gorgeous capris from Urban Outfitters. I'm wearing this basic black tank top from Primark. I've got this vintage like leather jacket. I can't remember where it's from, guys. Honestly, I bought it for a shoot, but I ended up rocking it. And I've got my bag from Machine, and I've got my heels from Machine.
Yo, so cute. So today I'm wearing a dress from GLT and heels from ASOS.
Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Designer Dialogue. I'm here with the designer Daniela for the brand Destined To Be Her.
Hey guys, my name is Daniela, also known as Dani, and I am the founder of Destined To Be Her.
Love that. So tell us a bit more about your brand, for those that know.
Yeah, so Destined To Be Her is a women's wear brand, and we focus on like bold prints, exclusive designs, and luxury prints. And something that only just started. We actually only just launched in January of 2025. And yeah.
I love that. So how's it going so far?
So far, honestly, I feel like God has really superseded like my expectations.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't think it was going to go that far. But just in a few months' time, I've been able to tick a lot of things off like my to-do list. So it's going so well.
Oh, we love to see it. So as you know, like every episode I start with what is your current fashion picks and icks. So what would you say you're feeling at the moment and what would you say you're not feeling at the moment, fashion wise?
What am I feeling at the moment? Honestly, I feel like I'm not really someone that has a lot of fashion picks and icks. I'm very much someone like dress for your own style.
Yeah,
fashion is very subjective, and I can never tell someone you have a bad outfit because to you it might look good.
Yeah.
So I've never really been that type of person. But for what's in right now, I can say picks, anything prints.
Yeah.
Obviously. I love mules.
Yeah.
I love capris and anything like vintage style.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of, so yeah.
Yeah, I agree with all of yours. I think, yeah, like I like all the animal prints. Like I'm loving the zebra print that's coming in. You know, the leopard is tired, it's resting now. Not like tired in a bad way, like it's just tired. It's like tired as a season because I love leopard print. Like I'm a leopard print bandit, you know. But yeah, like zebra print's coming in. I do love like how the brands are. You know, making out their printed outfit.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, I agree with you. And I love capris.
Love capris.
I'm a capri girl. So what would you say you're not feeling trend-wise at the moment?
What am I not feeling? You know what? I actually don't know what I'm not feeling.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, I feel like everything's subjective. A lot of things like, for example, I always say I'm not really a fan of like two-piece sets.
Yeah.
I say I'm not a fan of it, but it looks good on other girls. But I always say like I love a two-piece set, but I like to mix and match. So it's like it's not that I'm not a fan of it because the girl has been looking real good, but it's just that it's not really my cup of tea. But if you see me in a two-piece set, ciao. I'm sorry.
Anything, do you know what I mean?
Ciao. But yeah, like I said, everything is subjective. So I don't really have like a fashion ick. Honestly, it's fashion is what you make it.
I would just say, do you know those Labibis? I'm so sorry.
Sorry?
Labibis.
What is that?
Them like monster looking things on the back, the accessories. That's in right now.
Girl, I do not. Do you know what? I'm so sorry, but I'm so bad with names. Like when people show me pictures, I'm like, oh yeah.
No,
when it comes
to Labibu, it's like these monster looking things on the bag. I don't know why you have a Hermes bag, and have a monster on it. Like if they have like this monster accessory, not necessarily fashion per se, but it's something that I just think it just looks so ugly.
Yeah.
Like how do you want a monster on your bag? Like, I don't understand it, to be honest. But I think
an animal like
animal
Like,
I know what you're talking about.
like, what?
Yeah, no, I've seen it. And I saw what Marion Musa said, and she was like, leave it to the children.
Yeah, like, I just, even like, why do you want your kids to have muscles?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
I'm sorry, even with kids, like, man, like, I think that's crazy. Like, there's some things that work accessory-wise, but the way people are going crazy over those monsters on their backs, I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But like, I don't have anything big at the moment. I think that the main thing was like girls to just, you know, their age.
Yeah.
And those boobies are just crazy, to be honest. I don't understand why people are like running after it. Like, to each is their own.
To each their own, for
To
real.
each is their own. Let's get into it. When did you realise fashion design was your passion?
I feel like I don't really have the story that a lot of fashion designers have. I wouldn't say that I grew up wanting to be a fashion designer and wanting to like pursue fashion. I think me personally, I've always been interested in fashion in terms of my own personal style. But where I realised fashion is for me is because I'm naturally a very creative person. Something my family always tells me, my friends always tell me. So it's like I felt like the best way to put my creativity was within fashion. So that's kind of how it came about. I wouldn't say my dream had to be like a fashion designer, fashion brand owner. It's definitely something I thought of doing, but I kind of thought like, how do people do that?
Yeah.
But I feel like God placed the idea on my heart, and yeah, so far so good.
No, I love that, and I like hearing the different stories as well. Now you've not the conventional, I love fashion.
Yeah, I genuinely don't have that story. Like I've always loved fashion in terms of my own personal style. I've always been someone that like plans my outfits. My best friend always tells me I've got the eye. So I've got the eye to like mix and match, but like
as you can see.
But genuinely I never saw myself doing this.
Yeah, well that's interesting, and I feel like some people have that story where they thought their life was going to turn out one way and it actually ended up being another way. So I love that. Second, what inspired you? What was the turning point? Since you said that you didn't have that initial like zeal to be a fashion designer or have a fashion brand, so what was it that made you pursue, you know, design, like creating clothes and stuff like that?
I think for me it all started with like myself trying to find outfits for like nights out. Let's say I'm going Mayfair with my girls. I'm trying to find outfits, and I always look at my style icons. So I've got like 3 main style icons, and that's kind of like Destined, Saudia B, and Ev's Official. So and I love all their custom styles. But when I would like check the prices of the outfit they're wearing, I was like, girl, that's out of my budget. When I would find dupes and things like that, it would always be on like Shein. And I feel like you really compromised on the quality. It's like you either have the money to afford what these like fashionistas are wearing, or you don't. And I felt like there was a gap in the market between brands that have those exclusive luxury pieces, but don't have a good price point. So that's where I was like, do you know what? This is something I could actually do, and I could actually kind of bridge the gap between high-end luxury, because I feel like I don't mean to bash fast fashion or anything like that. I'm not someone like that. By all means, whatever suits your budget. But I feel like with fast fashion, you really, really compromise on quality. At this point, just don't get the outfit because it looks, you get what I mean? It looks cheap in a way.
Because especially like, I feel like even learning more about fabrics and stuff like that, you can really see a big difference. Like, especially like, you know, just being more of an expert in your field.
Honestly,
because we obviously have to pick fabrics, okay? We want quality, you know what I mean? So you look at this, you're analysing. So when you do receive something, you can be, oh, okay. You see it from a different perspective. Like, we're looking at it now more from a professional lens. So I really get what you mean. Like, you'll be a bit more like, oh, like, you know.
But I like all that, even just basic stuff from like PLT now. I'm like, this fabric, no, absolutely wrong.
You know, it's with PLT. I've always had I had the eye. Like, that's what people say. I will look for the ones that, okay, I feel like this one will be good. And it ends up working. I don't just because people just there and they buy anything. I don't do that. Just because it looks nice, I'm like, no, I have to investigate this. So I'll pick out the ones that I feel like, you know what I mean? Because this is from PLT, I've had this for some time now. I've had this for some time now, and it still looks good. So you have to really, like, in certain websites, even with Shein, you have to really pick out, like, look at what you're buying, look at the comments, look at this, to make sure that you're going to get, you know, a decent piece from there.
That's very true.
But
very true.
How do you feel about the rebrand though? Because like with PLT, they're like rebranded.
I feel like I feel like I understand why they rebranded. I think a lot of people are moving towards like timeless pieces, kind of like that old money aesthetic. But I feel like though we see that a lot in the media, it's not everybody.
It's not real life.
It's really, really not everybody. Yeah. But ultimately, I feel like a lot of people don't agree with it. But I feel like PLT know their target audience, and if that's something they thought their target audience wanted, then so be it. Like, I feel like you can't really have much to say as a viewer, because at the end of the day, like, you can't cater to everybody. Even with my brand, as much as I want to cater to everybody,
yeah, it's
you really can't.
Honestly. It's difficult, because that's even stuff now I struggle with. Like, I think you want to, especially when you're starting out, you don't have the biggest budget. You cannot. It's like, it's really difficult. Like, people need to sleep sometime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like expand and stuff like that, because that was definitely something that obviously if I had the money I would do literally for everyone, but it's impossible. Like,
it's impossible to
like we need to build like literally. I thought that I don't know why people were such a uproar, but I do get it because PLC was more of a thing like you can get a lot out there. Now you have to look harder. Like, do you know what I mean? But there are some cute pieces on there, because I have like brows and see, because I was literally a PLT bandit. I love PLT. I've always loved them because they just got it. Do you get it? So. But now it is a little bit harder to find that outfit. Like, you're going out last minute, the next day delivery outfit. Yeah. You'll be scrolling a long time, because now it's a bit more classic. Do you get what I mean? And I feel like they kind of went that route because they saw like Kylie and Sophia Richie.
Yeah. I feel like also Molly May starting her own.
Yeah, Molly May. I think that's what triggered them the most.
No, genuinely.
I think it was Molly May that triggered them. So you kind of mentioned who your biggest fashion influences are.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to shift over. So what would you say, what was your first piece you designed and how do you feel about it now? Like, what was the first piece you designed and how do you feel about it now?
So the first piece I designed was actually the aura dress. So on my website you'll see the aura dress. Yeah. And honestly speaking, when I look back now, I don't know if I would have launched it. I feel like when you're like designing, and when you first design your first ever pieces, anything looks good and anything looks good in your eyes. Yeah. So when I first designed it, I was like, oh my gosh, this looks 10 out of 10. Yeah. But I feel like at the time when I designed it, I didn't have it in the back of my mind, who am I designing for? Whereas now it's like I know my target audience at the back of my hand, and it's like every piece I design from henceforth, I know that there will be girlies who will buy it. Whereas when I first designed my first ever dress, I just designed it because it looked cute. Honestly speaking, I was like, it looks cute. But I was like, I didn't think to myself, who's going to wear this? Yeah. Who's someone who's going to buy this? Who's my target audience? You get what I mean? And I feel like as a designer and brand owner, there should be your top 3 questions that you're asking yourself every single time you design something. Yeah, I feel like you have to think about the logistics. And I think that's really important. Definitely. That you mentioned that, because I feel like I've done that before. Like, I just designed because I think it's cute. No, literally. There's no thought behind it. It's just more like, oh, this is nice. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're not actually thinking about the details that you actually have to make sales. Because I feel like often enough, when people start brands, it's because, it's nice, but that's not enough. Yeah. To make the impact. You need to do a bit more research and understanding how to get the audience you want. You know what I mean? And I feel like as a beginner, you almost have to try even harder than the existing brand, because I feel like your first debut collection should be something that's going to be like, wow. You can't afford to just design something and be like, oh yeah, this is nice, so I'm launching it. Yeah, no, I don't feel like that's good enough. So if I could go back, I feel like I'd only launch probably 2 designs. I launched with 3 designs, in case you didn't know. But if I could go back, I'd probably only do 1 or 2, and I'd make sure that this is something my target audience is wear. Yeah, and I get that, but I feel like it's all a journey, and it's so important to experience that you might not have known. Yeah, now you have more clarity because of like those pieces you did release. So I feel like that's good. What were some of your biggest challenges you faced when starting out? Biggest challenges, I think it was just adjusting to like in case you don't know, I work a 9 to 5, so I'm a marketing executive. That's perfect. No, really, my full-time job really goes hand in hand with what I do. I think it's what's made me do so well in marketing, and it's what made me drive as much sales as possible. But I think the biggest challenge was genuinely balancing that. I work full-time, Monday to Friday. Though I am hybrid and there's days where I work from home, that does make it a little bit easier. But I think that was a big challenge that I kind of had to overcome. Like, I feel like being in your early 20s, running a business, spending time with family, friends, keeping up your faith, going to church, like, it's just so many things I was balancing.
Yeah.
And there were times where I got burnt out.
Yeah.
But ultimately...
No, I really hear you. It's really hard. Like, even me, like, I'm still working. And I just find it's the biggest challenge to keep up with both, like, 100% capacity.
For sure.
It's like if you do 100% with one, something else is
something in decline.
Do you know what I mean? Something else is declining. So I think keeping all the energy all around has been really difficult. So I'm sure all designers that in the early stages do, like, you know, can relate to that.
But you know what? I actually saw a quote and it was like, people think consistency is showing up 100% every day, but it's actually not. There's going to be something where you show up 30%, 40%, 50%, but consistency is showing up regardless. So when I saw that quote, I was like, wait, this is so true. Like, you don't have to show up 100% every single day, as long as you're showing up. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, literally, I agree. You know, every little helps, really. Tesco was right, because no matter the 5% back there, at least you did something.
Yeah.
Something is better than nothing. So, yeah. So how did you go from an idea to actually launching your brand? Like, how did Destined To Be Her come about? How did the name, what inspired it? Yeah.
So in terms of the name, Destined To Be Her was actually the name I had for a business I wanted to launch prior to this.
Okay.
So I've had quite a few businesses. I've run quite a few businesses in my time. Destined To Be Her was the name I had for a women's empowerment business that I wanted to launch. So I wanted to do things like planners and diaries, and I feel like around that time, people were like talking about becoming her.
Yeah.
So I was like, Destined To Be Her, just give. Literally, can you imagine? Like, that's when I thought of that name. But then I quickly realised that that's not for me. I quickly realised, like, wait, this is not something I want to do. So when I actually had the idea of Destined To Be Her, I was trying to think of a new name, but I was like, wait, this name actually goes because how do I want people to feel in my design? If I wanted to feel like they're that girl, I wanted to feel like they're her. So I was like, it easily kind of goes. So, yeah.
Oh, I love that. I did see that, because I think when I was looking at your brand, like, people were saying how this, because I know you're like Christian brand, even in the name, it's very inspired by, you know, you having like Christianity behind the name. I feel like as a believer, it's important to kind of honor God in one way or the other. Do you know what I mean? Like, whether it be the name, whether it be how you want people to feel, do you know what I mean? Because ultimately you gave us the idea. But I know that someone said that the designs are not really like Christian? What did they say?
Oh yeah, someone commented on my post. Like, I posted like some of my achievements that I had reached, and I had like a lot of pre-orders, and I completely sold out on my pre-orders. So I was printing. I was literally printing out all the labels, and I made like a little TikTok, and I just spoke about how like God has really blessed my business. And someone commented like, if the designs don't honor God, don't give him the glory. And honestly speaking, I was just like, don't be that type of Christian that's too judgmental.
No, honestly, like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, what has jeans got? I mean, literally all the jeans, you know what I mean? And you have like printed sets. How is that? What is that problem?
And I feel like, I can agree that my designs are not the most modest, but I will not sit here and be like, my designs are the most revealing. And ultimately, for me, I know what the Bible says, and the Bible tells me that everything good comes from God. So my business selling out, that's very much good, and I'm going to give God all the glory. And that's how I responded to that.
And even in the Bible, it just says, you know, when you do reach your successes, remember to honour God in everything that you do. Definitely. It's selfish to not honour God in everything you do. Yeah,
because this is not by my doing. I know it's by God's doing.
Honestly. I feel like people are just haters, to be honest. Like, they want to find something to say each and every time. Instead of a good congratulations, thank you, well done, thank God, it's fine, do you know what I mean? Like, just be doing the most, but anyway. So would you say that, have you ever doubted yourself in this journey? And if so, how did you overcome it?
I have doubted myself. I think doubting myself is a daily occurrence, if I'm going to be completely honest. And sometimes I'm like, do you know what, like, some days I really contemplate, like, just kind of like, redo, like going for literally a rebrand, even though I'm so early on in my journey, because I feel like I know the vision of where I want my brand to be, and sometimes I feel like I'm not doing the best at executing that so early on because of like different reasons, like budgets and like not having enough time, etc. So some days I really contemplate that, but I feel like the main thing that really helps me overcome my doubts is that every single week, if not every day, I have someone like tag me in a post, or I have some of my friends literally tell me, oh my gosh, I saw your design here. Like, it was literally only yesterday one of my good friends literally messaged me saying your design in Marbella. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like literally, yesterday I was literally telling myself like, oh my gosh, like running the business for so long. As soon as I got that message, I was like, yeah, I can do this. Like, you get what I I mean?
Yeah, no, I do get what you mean. I feel like it's just it's like a form of reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me, like I was feeling so like down. I was like, and someone did an outfit like an outfit video in using my thing, and I jumped up. I said, yes,
I've been tagging so many videos, like, you know, like I think it's a lot of stylists.
Yeah.
Stylists, they like tend to like tag you in ways that they would style your pieces. Yeah. So when I'm tagging stuff like that, I'm sure as much as you, it really boosts my confidence because I'm like, oh my god, people are recognizing me.
No, it does. Like literally that day, because I was literally feeling so down, like I just can't even.
Yeah.
Someone posted that video. I said, what? And that's when I went to go and start making my new samples. Like, I'm like, serious.
Yeah,
like, it does really help.
It gives you that boost. Honestly, that's so true. That's when I start working on like design.
That's literally, someone doing something impacts me a lot because when they say they like it or missing me out of nowhere with the brand, or just even do a styling video, when I started that, I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, yes, I can do that. I went to make my samples, I was contacting manufacturers, I was saying, yeah, like, you know, we can do this. So it really does help.
Definitely.
When, like, it's just like a form of reassurance, and that's how I see it. And it does give you that battery. You know what I mean? And it's always worth it when you see someone wearing a design or liking it even.
Oh, honestly.
Like, there's nothing that I can compare, you know, when you actually see it's worth the stress, all the frustration, it's worth everything when someone is actually happy with what they ordered, you know what I mean? So
I think another thing is that, like, when I have shoot days and I see my designs in the models, because my models always come like fully dressed up, they come with their hair done, their makeup done. So when I see them wear the design, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is way better than I imagined. Because I think when my samples come, obviously I try them on as a designer. And half of the time when I try them on, I'm in my bonnet, I'm in my dashiki,
it's true.
I just got out of bed, and it's like, I'll say to myself, I don't like this. But it's because I'm not fully dressed up and I can't see the vision. So on shoot days, I would always say that's when I fully realise, wait, this design is tea.
Yeah. No, I get you. I really do get you. What made you take the leap and start your own fashion business?
I'd like to think I'm someone that's always been very like take the risk. Like I said in like a previous clip, I have run businesses before. Prior to launching Destined To Be Her, I was a cosmetic wholesaler, which I was doing for quite a few years. Yeah, so I started that business when I was like 18 and I was doing it up until I was about 21. And during that time, it became quite successful that I didn't even have to work a job. So I actually quit my job at that time. So it was a quite like very good business, but I feel like ultimately I lost the passion for it. So for me, starting this in PR was quite easy because I had kind of already been through that. And I'd like to think I'm someone that's like very much a risk taker. So yeah.
I mean, I feel like I've seen like a pattern that people that have reached successful, they've had a lot of businesses beforehand, they've tried a lot of things, and they finally got that one, you know what I mean? I said,
I feel like this is something I want to do for life.
Literally, and it's doing well.
Yeah.
I feel like I've noticed that, because I think on social media, you kind of see a business exploding and you think it's the first time they've ever done it.
Honestly,
and more
you don't know what's happened behind
there's a background behind that success, do you know what I mean? So I feel like that's a consistent like theme that I am seeing. So we all know like with like in terms of funding the business, you know, everyone's journey is different and it can be hard for some, easier for others, and there's a lot of founders that have been open about that side. So how would you say you funded your business from the beginning, like to get to this point?
Yeah, I funded my business from my 9-to-5 income and my savings. And like I said, I run a business prior which did so well, so that ultimately led to me having a lot of savings. So I was able to buy my first car from, and I was able to invest in my business. But ultimately, it literally came from my 9-to-5. I haven't like funded from outside my 9-to-5 in terms of any type of loans. I haven't gone that route yet, but literally all been from my 9-to-5. And savings.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like people always get stressed. And often it's like people just working extra hard, you know what I mean? Or some people do take the risk. However they use their credit card, they do take out a loan, you know what I mean?
Definitely, and I'm definitely not against that, but I feel like I do feel like sometimes that should be a last resort. If you can find an option where you can invest money without taking a loan, then so be it. Go through that route rather than taking a loan and then paying back all of that plus interest. So.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. I feel like you should exhaust your options before taking it back, because you have to remember, you have to pay it back, guys. And one thing I hate paying back. I really hate going to borrow and paying back. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's just like a dig at my finances.
Definitely.
So you just have to think it through and see what works for you, and you know. So what has been your biggest struggle in running a fashion business? I know you said there's a balancing. Is there anything that you found, whether it be manufacturers,
Definitely manufacturers. I think when I first started, I did the pre-order method for one of my designs, that being the viral jeans. I did the pre-order method, and my manufacturer reassured me that it will be completed by a certain date, and it wasn't. And I had a certain time frame on my website that I had told my customers. So I had a lot of customers email me once that time frame had passed, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do, honestly? Because this design is going to be late by like a week, and I've had so many orders, and people are waiting for the orders, and I know how it feels to be the customer on the other end.
No, I get it.
So yeah, the first thing I did was firstly reach out to all my customers. I was very transparent. I was literally like, if you want your money back, a refund, so be it. I feel like being a Christian as well, I've learned that not all money is good money, and I'm not desperate for anyone's money. I think I provide a very good service, and in exchange for money. So I was very happy to give refunds if someone wanted a refund. But that's one of the struggles I've faced so far, like the pre-order method. I don't know if it's something I'll do again.
Yeah.
I feel like I would do it again, but I'd only start the pre-order method from when my manufacturer has said, okay, we're complete. Doing the final checks now. There's quite a few steps to when manufacturer's completing a bulk order, with the last step being final checks. So when a manufacturer tells me final checks, shipping will probably take like a week from China. I manufacture in China. So that's when I would launch the pre-order method. I wouldn't do it as soon as I just started the order. Absolutely not.
People do say that you can always do that to fund your business. So like if ever you have that fund, they'll say, oh, just launch it on your website as a pre-order, and then you can get funds from there.
I don't like doing that because I did that with design. But when I did that, I felt like once I had paid for the order, I was like, where's the money? Generally speaking, I was literally like, where's the money? Yeah. I was getting so many orders back to back, and it's like bank account was looking good. But then I was like, once I actually paid for the order, I was like, wait,
exactly.
This is what I get to keep. So I wouldn't do a pre-order method again. Only like 1 week prior to when the design is actually dropping.
That's something. There's a lot of things to consider with this pre-order, and that's the thing. When the business money, not your money. And not initially, it's not your money. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like we have to crack it.
Yeah.
You have to get like into that mind frame of that the money you make, it's not your bank account. It's your business money.
It's your business money.
It's your business money to reinvest, and and I will just keep the stress of not even having to worry about am I going to pay for this or that. So like, how did you market yourself to get your design seen? Because you have the perfect product, but if you don't market yourself, it's as good as having nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how would you say you done that? I mean, I know you work in marketing, so that's like, you have that as an advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. With me, I actually started posting August of last year. I made my pages, so my Instagram, my TikTok page, which is the main platform where I market. I made that in August of last year, and I was showing the behind the scenes journey of launching a fashion brand. And a lot of those videos were doing well, people were interacting. I had one video that went completely viral, and it's like a green screen video of me just talking about my designs, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, you have to drop this now. And I was so far off my launch date. I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I'd launched. Because I wanted to capitalize off the hype.
Momentum,
yeah. But I really did like a few, how would I say, pre-launch marketing. Like I focused on marketing before I had launched my business, so that when I actually launched, I have subscribers who have signed up to my email list that are actually willing and ready to purchase. So like I said, I launched in January of this year, but I started posting as of August from last year, just showing the behind the scenes journeys, what it was like, speaking to my manufacturers, things I had learned so far. I was showing like behind the scenes of designing. Yeah,
I love that. So what has been the most unexpected lesson you've learned about entrepreneurship?
It's a good question. I think I don't have any unexpected lessons because, like I said, I have run a business before, so I feel like despite the fashion world being very new to me, entrepreneurship is not new to me. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So I kind of knew what to expect. For example, like with my previous business, any money I got, because I was solely relying on that income, I spent it. I literally spent it like that. I could get a sale. Next day, I'm literally spending on something. Whereas now, it's like, I know that my business money is not my money. I have completely separate accounts. prior, the revenue from my business was coming into my own personal account. That's absolutely a red flag, literally. So I couldn't differentiate what was coming in and what was mine and what wasn't. Yeah. Whereas now it's like, I feel like I've very much, because of that experience, I've very much taken that experience and made it so much better in terms of like, I have a business account. I'm able to like differentiate what comes in and what's mine. I don't spend any of my business money at all. I haven't paid myself 1 pence, literally.
Yeah. I think that's how it is in the beginning stages. Like, we see all the money coming in, it'd be nice. But really and truly, this is how like to grow your business, your business finances, do you know what I mean? Like, £1 million business don't come from nowhere, do you get it? Like, there's a lot of smart decisions that has been made behind the scenes, so, just have to do that. Yeah. So how would you say you handle pricing and making your brand profitable?
Pricing is a good one. I think with pricing, don't be scared to charge your worth, but also look, I think when you're an entrepreneur, it's very, very important to look at yourself as a customer. I always say, if this design was getting shipped to my house right now, do I feel like I've paid what it's worth? I literally always ask myself, and you will notice that sometimes my website, the prices on my website change. But sometimes I'm like, no, it's not worth it. Let me decrease it. And sometimes I'm like, do you know what? It is. And like, honestly, like sometimes I have actually increased my prices sometimes, and sometimes I've actually been like, do you know what? I don't think it's worth that. Yeah. I think it's very important to be real with yourself. And in terms of pricing, I think pricing was quite easy for me because I feel like the number one tip for pricing is look at your competitors. Yeah. I feel like give yourself 3 brands that you would think like you're similar to and where you place yourself, whether it's mid-luxury, fast fashion, or very high-end luxury. Look at what they're pricing and then see where you fit in the market. I think in the beginning stages, you obviously shouldn't compare yourself to brands that are very established, so be careful with that. But look at what your competitors are charging. Look at their price range, and if they're getting loads of orders and people are buying it, then that can reassure you that people will buy your product.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's like something that I have done as well, because I feel like it's so important to study the brands that have cracked the code. You know what I mean? That have the audience, that have the customers that you ideally would like. And if they can get the customers with the price ranges they have, there's a whole influx of people that just don't know it yet, but they would love to buy your stuff. So it's just about, I think that's the key, to just have to figure out how to make it seen to the mass audience, you know what I mean? How do you deal with competition in the fashion industry? I feel like this is a time where you'll see a lot of young people really striving and pushing to launch brands, especially clothing brands, you know what I mean? So how would you say you deal with the competition and making yourself stand out and seen?
Honestly speaking, I feel like at the start of my fashion brand journey, if you had asked me this question this time last year, I would have told you I'm gatekeeping everything. Honestly, that's literally would have been my answer. Yeah. But the version of me now, especially being a believer, I know that your success doesn't take away from my success. I'm very much happy to share what I've learned as a fashion designer and a brand owner. I know that's not going to take away any of my sales, because I feel like there's a place for everybody, and when God calls you, God calls you. Do you get what I mean? So honestly speaking, in terms of competition, like, I hope we both win. Like, I don't have any, I wouldn't say I have anyone that I'm like competing with in terms of a fashion brand. I feel like we can all win in this place. Yeah, I feel like there's so many people in the world and there's so many customers that can actually buy from us both. So
8 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
So there's like
definitely
however many people. But it is a thing where brands do have to consider other brands. There's like, you know, you have to know, like, it's just not in a way that's bad or like, oh, I don't want her to win, but more in a way of, okay, this is what the type of brand that I fit in, the category I fit in is doing. So how am I going to keep up and that kind of fashion, making sure that I'm keeping up with making my customers happy, keeping up with people what people want, do you know what I mean? Because, you know, we do design brands, but we have to think, what do people actually want to wear? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's very true.
So what is your advice for someone struggling to get their first customer, especially as someone that has done marketing? What would you advise someone? Because there are people that are, you know, they have the same zeal, but they just can't get that first customer. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So what would you advise them?
I feel like the first few things I would advise is to look at your marketing. And in terms of marketing, I mean, what platforms are you posting on that's showcasing your product? So if it's TikTok, look at what type of TikTok content you're posting. If you're posting maybe like once a month, then that's obviously not the best. You have to be very consistent in your posting. But also, I would say something that's overweighs consistency is high quality content. You have to have the right lighting, you have to have the right angle, you have to have the perfect models. Honestly speaking, I feel like a lot of fashion brand owners, where they tend to kind of go wrong is, I don't mean to like ruffle any feathers, but like using friends for like models. Like, I think it's very important to use a model who knows exactly what they're doing. And I genuinely think that's probably the reason for my success so early on. I think I chose models who could actually sell the product, because I feel like people think models are just people wearing designs. You know, the models are people who sell the product.
No, models
they
are
literally
so important. Do you know what I mean? I feel like people do not really overstate the importance of having a model. Do you know what I mean? Because essentially, they're like, people look at that and say, oh, if she's wearing it, I can wear it too. Oh, she started this way, I can wear it too. Do you know what I mean? The models have, like, say a really bigger impact on themselves. Do you know what I mean? Because without models, how are we going to showcase the colours? Do you know what I mean? So I do like agree with that. Like, models are so important.
Definitely so important.
That's why I want to be speaking to some soon. So guys, of their journeys. So how would you describe your design style in 3 words?
My personal design style.
No, for your brand.
For my brand. Exclusive. So exclusive being you can't find these pieces everywhere. Okay. Luxury. I feel like we give a sense of luxury. I feel like my design is not somewhere you can just wear to a local corner shop. It never gave that. It gave dinner with the girls. It gave vacation. It gave dinner with your man. Like, that's what it gives. So it's kind of like luxury. I'd also say bold in terms of like the colours and the prints. I feel like you're not really going to see any piece of design that's just like a plain colour. And the reason being is because Destined To Be Her is really, really founded on prints. Like, we love prints over here. So it's very much someone for who has the eye for like a lot of colours and is not ashamed and is not like insecure to kind of like show experiment with clothing.
Yeah, I think that's good because I don't know what is going on like in the fashion scene. Everyone's just wearing beige. Like, I love the colour beige. I love the colour brown. Like, but I like it like sometimes, but like I don't understand what is going on. Like, people will be wearing white, beige and brown as if it's like, I don't know, like.
Absolutely. It's true.
I just don't understand it. Like, what happened to colour? What happened to print? What happened to people being like, experiment their personal style? Like, why does everyone have to look so monotone? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand it.
Honestly.
It doesn't mean I don't like the colour. I like the colours. Do you know what I mean? I like wearing it, but like, that's not my whole...
It's a bit boring.
It's not my whole personality. I think
it's playing it safe too tough. I feel like, my target audience is a lot of people who don't play it safe. They're willing to experiment with different colours, with different prints.
And I love that, and I feel like it's making fashion fun because
definitely.
I don't understand. I think I blame this clean girl aesthetic, do you know what I mean? This milkmaid, this and the bird, I just don't understand it, to be honest, but I think that's the root of the problem. You know what I mean? It's just okay to have fun, wear colour, we're young, enjoy your youth, because we're going to spend many years old.
Real.
You know,
I saw one time Destiny on a podcast and she said, dress your personality.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I know I've got the latest personality, you think I'm going to be wearing like the most like plainest colours? Yeah. Like, why would I do that? If I've got the best personality in the world, y'all gonna see me in them prints, y'all gonna see me in them colours, you get what I mean?
Honestly, the prints are just so nice. What if we just wear nice colours? Like, and it just brings life to you. And I feel like, because when I was younger, I feel like I saw people with different styles, wearing different things, and it suited them. And you will be inspired that way. But when everyone's wearing beige, you know what I mean? Or just like, you know, white, like what is going on? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I do like the colours. I do wear that myself sometimes. I'm not like, I don't make it my personality. Like I experiment with my clothing. I like different textures. I like different prints. You know what I mean? So, yeah, guys, we need to just have fun, let loose. It's okay.
Yeah, have fun, guys.
It's okay. So what is your creative process like when designing a new collection?
My creative process ranges from so many things. So I think the first thing I always do is Pinterest. I am a Pinterest girly. Yeah. I literally live on Pinterest. I think it's the main thing that definitely influenced some of my designs. But also, I think with the focus being on print, I'm inspired by anywhere I go. So even on my way to work in the mornings, I'm on the train, I see graffiti, I see loads of like prints on the tube, and I'm like, oh wait. Immediately, I'm on my phone, I'm like, I write an idea down almost immediately. So I think I'm definitely inspired by loads of things around me. I'm heavily inspired by like the 2000s. I would say like that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from. Yeah.
No, I love that. I love the early 2000s. Like,
definitely.
I love that so much. Those are my favourite eras, you know what I mean? How do you source materials and choose manufacturers?
Honestly, choosing a manufacturer was not that hard. I feel like a lot. I know it's something that can be hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But for me, again, like being a business owner prior to launching Destined To Be Her made it easier for me because a lot of people were new. Like, let's say you want to become a fashion brand today, you probably only heard of Alibaba today. Whereas me, Alibaba was where I was sourcing all my vendors in the cosmetic industry, so I was very familiar with how that app worked. So when it came to sourcing manufacturers for Destined To Be Her, it didn't come across as a shock, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I think with everything, you test out a few manufacturers. Yeah. But also, another thing I'd like to add is that sometimes your manufacturer isn't bad, sometimes your tech pack is bad. And I say this from experience. I have sent the same design to different manufacturers, and I've gotten the same quality of work. And I think before you think, the manufacturer's bad, I have to find a new manufacturer, make sure your tech pack is very strong. I can only say that if your manufacturer produces something that's really, really bad and you've got a very strong tech pack, that's when you can blame your manufacturer. But if you've got a very, a tech pack, for example, you have no experience in fashion and you've done it yourself to save money, then you can't blame the manufacturer at all. Because the manufacturer only goes on what you've told them. So, yeah.
I do go away from them. I do think some of them are cheeky, I'm not gonna lie.
I think some of them are cheeky,
They're so cheeky.
And that's why, I feel like, one of the big advantages I had is that my manufacturer never knew I was new to the fashion industry.
Yeah, and I think that's key.
Yes, do not let them know that you're new to the fashion industry. Yeah. I always spoke as if I had been in the industry for ages. I'll tell you, yes, I have a business. And it's don't get me wrong, there were times where I felt like I was going to get caught out because she'll tell me something and I'll be like, huh? What does this mean, girl? But I'll literally be like, but then I do my research and I'll be like, okay, now I understand what she's asking. Yeah. And I was able to respond. But that's a really good tip because I feel like once you let them know, I'm the big boss, you know what I mean? I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I have more respect and regard for your pieces. But if they know or sense that you're new, oh my gosh, they're gonna drag you to the mud, I'm not gonna lie. Because let's say you can show them your references, you know what I mean, how you want it to fit, the type of fabric you want. You can break it down for them, but they will still get it wrong. Do you know what I mean? So it's just just have to find what works for you, and hopefully you find one that gets your vision, because that's the key as well. And presenting yourself professionally. If you're always huh? Or do you know what I mean? Just have that sense of I don't know what you're talking about. It's gonna be long for you. Do you know what I mean? And don't be afraid to try different manufacturers that are qualified in different things. Yeah. So for example, I am now testing out a new denim manufacturer because I know that I want my denim to look a certain type of way. So rather than going to a manufacturer who does the dresses for me and the two pieces and the skirts and etc., I'm let me actually work with a manufacturer that has the equipment necessary to producing very good quality denim. Do you get what I mean? So different manufacturers have their own different specialities. And it's having one manufacturer for everything is probably a risk in itself. So if you know your brand is quite diverse and you sell jackets, you sell coats, you sell denim, you sell dresses, then I think it might be worth having different manufacturers where applicable for different things. No, that's a really, really good tip, do you know what I mean? Because a lot of them lie and say they specialize in everything, but their specialty may be mesh. They have no idea about denim or the access. Do you know what I mean? And each manufacturer has different access to materials. Do you know what I mean? They don't have all the same materials. You think they do, but they don't. Do you know what I mean? You might want denim from them, they'll give you stretchy denim, but you want the more sturdier, structured, very firm denim, and they don't know. And they say, oh, we don't have that. Sorry. You just said that, do you know what I mean? So I think that's really, really good. So how would you say you balance creativity with business strategy? Because we all know creativity is not enough. I feel like I've even gone through when I first started, I was thinking, people will love my design, see it, and from my design below, it will be good. No, I learned, along the way that you need to really
have a business strategy. How are you going to reach the people you want to reach? You know what I mean? So how would you say that?
I think you really have to think like a customer. It goes into what I said previously. Like, you have to think like a customer. For example, I can demonstrate like a time where I feel like I've demonstrated business strategy over creativity. So for example, for summer, I wanted to launch a 2-piece set. So you can see the skirts here and the top is also here as well. I wanted to launch these 2 pieces.
Yeah.
But I said to myself, is it smart for me to launch both of them? And the reason why I asked myself that is because I know my target audience, and I know my target audience would rather the skirt, and they like to mix and match. They probably wear that printed skirt with like a mesh top, or they wear it like a plain like spaghetti strap top. So it's like, I could have played it safe and launched the 2-piece set, but I feel like business strategy comes in where you know what your target audience would actually rather wear.
Yeah, I think that's really, really good. I love the example you provided. And I feel that'll be so helpful for people as well, because we do think, yes, the design is cute, but let's get realistic, do you know what I mean? And like now, animal prints is coming out, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Incorporate that in it. That's what people want, do you know what I mean? People want to be in trend. People want to feel like they're fitting in with what's going on now. So I feel like another thing is just trying to keep up with trends, do you know what I mean? Like, kind of keep up on the radar of all these like runway shows as well. It'll kind of let you know what is going to come for like autumn, winter. Do you know what I mean? So
Sure.
I feel like, yeah. So what has been your proudest moment as a designer so far?
One of my proudest moments have genuinely been seeing my customers in my designs. Like, honestly speaking, it's like when someone tags me in a post, I'm like, oh my god. And I think another thing is that you never know who's watching your page at all. Yeah. Like, I had someone order from me and they sent me a DM and they were like, oh, my order arrived today, I'm so excited. They didn't follow me, I didn't follow them. They had about 150k. And I'm like, and it's like a lot of the time, your customer's name that you get on like your e-commerce site. So for example, I use Shopify. When you get that order, it's not going to say their Instagram name. Yeah. My government name, no one will ever know my government name, but my Instagram name is PS Love Danny. Do you get what I mean? But people will name my full name is Daniela. So a lot of the time, you don't know who's actually ordering from you. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, that was honestly the highlight of my moment, because I'm the highlight literally of my whole brand, because I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't know who's ordering from you.
Yeah, literally. So, yeah. And it's like, so people can boost your brand. Like, that's what I say, it's a form of word of mouth. Word of mouth is just repackaged through social media these days, do you know what I mean? And it's just like, that person posting it can change a whole game for you, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like it's also important as well, as a business owner, to always treat the customer with a sense of importance. It's not just when someone big comes, now you want to care about your packaging, now you want to care about how you present things. You should let your customer feel the love through the package. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like they feel it, like they see the packaging, wow, the packaging. They're excited to open it. It's like a journey and experience for them. So I will say that that's really important, to make your customers feel loved through how you deliver your clothes, you know what I mean? How they open it, from the way to they wear it, you know what I mean? Everything. So you have to take all of that into consideration. So how do you see your brand evolving in the next 5 years? Where do you see Destined To Be Her?
God willing, I see my brand very established. Yeah. I see myself like hopefully having like pop-up events and like sample sales, and like, you know how like the bigger brands do, like, you know, like Jaded London, they do a lot of like sample sales. I'd love to do something like that and have like a location in London where I have a lot of like customers and supporters coming down to shop designs at like a discounted price. Yeah, honestly speaking, I feel like I don't really think too much about my long-term goals, because I feel like being a Christian is like, wherever God takes me, He takes me. Yeah. And I feel like I can plan so many things. Like, what the Bible verse always tells me, like, the heart of man plans, but the Lord establishes. Yeah. And I'm like, I can plan all these things, but if it's not God's plan for me, then so be it. So I try to kind of like go with how things are going. So I go with the flow, but I obviously do think long term. I try not to like dwell on long term goals, because I'm just like, God will do it regardless.
So He will do it regardless. And I feel like, you know, especially being a Christian owner, we have to have that in mind. Yeah. It is stressful running a business. I feel like it's one of the hardest things in life to do, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone wants to be a boss.
It's so glamorized as well.
It's so glamorized, you know what I mean? That's why I have the issue. Don't just start. No, there's more to just start, you know what I mean? Like, there's more you have to think about. There's more you have to really like get into before just starting. Yes, I believe you should never be stagnant. Never being procrastinated to the point you never start, and it's like 5 years have gone. No, that's not what I mean. I mean like more like, okay, I'm gonna start, yes, but what are you gonna do behind the scenes? You might not launch yet, but are you researching this? At least do something. But just being started, you know what I mean? And then I feel like that quote that says like, you know, we make plans and God laughs, because you know what I mean, we make plans, yeah, it's going my way or the highway, and it's like, oh, you get diverted this way. But it works out better, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's never a time anyone can really say God has diverted you or done something and it's ultimately been like, why did you do that? Or like, why did you do you know what I mean? Or like, it's failed. You never failed, do you know what I mean? And yes, we can be like, oh damn, we might not like it, but we end up realising, this, I understand why you did that, do you know what I mean? And I understand why you took me this way. So I feel like, yeah. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to start in fashion design but doesn't know where to begin?
I'd say take your time figuring everything out. I feel like there's no rush. I feel like take your time to know what you're getting yourself into. So research the different aspects of actually becoming a fashion brand owner. If you know you're someone who wants to design all your pieces, look at how you can actually design them in the best way possible. But another thing I'd also say is don't be afraid to outsource. I think in the beginning, I very much wanted to do everything myself. Oh my gosh, that's one of, like, I just said to myself, I'm going to do everything, from the marketing to the designing to the posting on socials to the admin.
Yeah.
I said to myself, I want to do everything. And now as I'm growing, I'm so happy to distribute. The tasks that need to be done. Like now I have a tech pack designer who does all my tech packs. And in the beginning, I was very like, I want to do it myself because I see my vision the best. And which is true, but that's why I work alongside her and I'm the one briefing her and telling her what I want.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to outsource. I think for a very successful fashion brand, you have to outsource. Like honestly speaking, unless you're very like knowledgeable in like tech packs, in garments, in designing, in marketing, in creative direction for shoots, like then so be it. But don't be afraid to like ask for help. I think that's why there's so many jobs out there. Like if you know you're gonna have a shoot, book a creative director. And obviously budgets obviously are very like quite tight in the beginning. But like another thing I've been able to leverage is like upcoming people. So my last shoot, my second to last shoot that I had prior, I actually had a beginner photographer reach out to me and she said that she would love to shoot the content for free if she wants to gain more experience. So try to leverage people around you that are also upcoming. Like honestly speaking, things don't always have to be expensive. If you know like you're a beginner, try to reach out to other beginners and see if they would like to kind of like collaborate with you, because there are a lot of people, for example stylists as well, who are upcoming, who might want to style your pieces for shoots and you might want to tag along on the shoot days. So leverage the people around you and leverage people on social media or whatever
that is such good advice, I'm not gonna lie, because there's a lot of people that want that experience, a lot of people that are willing to do it for free and they have all the professional equipment. They just see the platform, do you know what I mean? So it's like a good exchange. I feel like that's such a good tip. If you could dress any celebrity, who would it be and why? Any celebrity? Yeah, like who would it be like? So if someone you see in your feet and you're literally screaming, you know what I mean?
I think that's you. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Because
I
feel like the pieces I design, I can see her in it. Yeah. I think she very much gravitates to prints, and she one thing about this she love a good jean. Yeah. So I'm like, it would have to be her because I see her in products that like are similar to what I sell. Yeah. So I think it wouldn't be that hard to style her. So it definitely be Destiny. And plus, I'm a personal fan of her. I love her outfits. I just think she's gorgeous. So absolutely.
I feel like you did kind of like give up the Destiny vibe. Yeah. Do you looking at you now? Yeah.
Oh really? I do love her.
No, do you know what I mean? Like the Destiny vibe. Is there anyone else that you think that if you ever saw someone in your design, you would just start like?
I think another person is, I can't remember her name. She has Taina.
Yeah,
Taina. Do you know what? I feel like she's very underrated. Her outfits are banging.
No, she is. Her
outfits are literally 10 out of 10. And I feel like she's another one who gravitates toward a nice pair of jeans. Yeah. So I can see her as well. Yeah. She's absolutely stunning. Yeah. And I love her outfits. Everything is always so nice put together. And I feel like she don't do too much.
No, she
don't do too much. She's just very much like, She's laid back. Yeah, I love the way she dresses.
Yeah, I like the girlies. But I think one time one time when you're just like, yeah, let me see, because the American market, because I feel like a lot of YouTube brands really blow when they crack the American market. Like, I feel like when like Mariah got her, big blow, it was because Kylie wore it as American. Mm-hmm. Or like the brands that we see, Yagi she focused more on marketing in America. Do you know what I mean? Because she knew. Yeah. And UK will follow afterwards, do you know what I mean? So
that's so true. Do you know what? Like 8% of my customers are actually American.
Yeah, see, once you get them,
I hardly ship here. 80%
of my customers. This literally has been my point, yeah. About even like trying to grow in the UK, like America will actually push your brand. Like, I don't understand why, but you will get more love and support from Americans. They're more willing to invest. They don't complain about the price as much, you know what I mean? They don't complain. They're
just so happy to oblige. They're like, whatever you say.
They're so happy to support. Like, they don't be complaining as much as like people here. People want quality, but they want you to sell it for £5. Like, how is that gonna work? Still like Shein, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. If you wanna focus on that, go to Shein. Even Shein are up their prices. Like, they got,
Shein is getting expensive now. Let's talk about it.
No, literally, like, they're getting expensive now. So it's like, how do you want someone that's like, okay, they'll say, yeah, I'm going to do it, and then when they see like it's maybe it's like £70, which is, I'm sorry, if it's a quality piece, that's not that bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or even like under 100, it's not that bad. I can see why over 100 might trigger people, do you know what I mean? Depends on the piece. But like under 100, I feel like everyone can, most people, as long as you're working a job, you can, you know what I mean? Like, you haven't got that much responsibility. I don't see why it's such a like a
wow.
Yeah, like you're not used selling that for £85. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that's something I've actually never had. Like, people complain about my prices.
Because mostly in Americans.
Yeah, that's true.
People won't explicitly complain because they don't want to look whatever, but they'll buy like Louis Vuitton. But when it comes to small business, because I have seen people's behaviours, even though it's not from me, like just how they be acting with these brands, you will buy like Louis, you buy like Balenciaga, or let someone that's a smaller brand charge.
They love like an already established brand.
Yeah, they're willing to invest in an established brand. Do you know what I mean? But like when it's new, and then they'll be complaining, why is everything the same? But there's so many smaller brands that are doing unique pieces. Do you know what I mean? That will give you what you want. But because it's like I'm in an R about it. Because I have seen even on Twitter, the way the response between the established brand rather than in comparison to a brand that's a bit smaller is crazy, do you know what I mean?
That's so true.
Yeah, and they're waiting to gag you here, so they're waiting for that content, so don't give it to them, guys.
It's true.
To become a friend in a negative way on Twitter. They're waiting for the TikTok videos, so you know what they're doing to, Amy Smalls.
Yeah.
I think people are so mean, not gonna lie. Like,
I think you know what I mean, but I do think as a business owner, you can't be too attached to your business.
Yeah.
Like, honestly speaking, you actually have, like, you can't be too attached. Like, you don't see the founders of big brands crying when someone leaves a negative review.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, you can cry, but like, you can't be showcasing it on social media or you're crying. Like, I feel like new age business owners are so attached to their brands, and now at the time they're the face behind their brand, and that's what's causing them to kind of like feel like everything's a personal attack.
Yeah.
If someone attacks something because they don't like it, they're in their right to.
Yeah.
Like, they're really very much in their right to, and I feel like as business owners, we need to stop taking things so personal.
But I feel like, do you know what it is? I do feel like at times people love building people up, and when they get there, they love to tear them down.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's kind of what's starting to happen with Amy.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like people love to come up, but once you're actually there, they're like, once you start affording
they want to humble you.
Yeah. Once you start affording things, and once you be able to live like they can't live, they're like, yeah, no. And I feel like there's a form of like jealousy towards people, like when they break out from the come up, do you know what I mean? So I feel like there's an element of that as well. Whereas I feel like there was one person who did release a brand where the commentary was very valid. And I was just like, because I saw the pieces and I think I expected a bit more from it myself. Like maybe, you know what I mean? Brand. When I first saw her first collection, I was just like, yeah,
it's true.
But
like, see how Money May didn't come online crying.
She cried on her show though.
Yeah, she cried on her show, but that's like the behind the scenes of like her life. Like, she didn't her first like response wasn't to cry on social media and be like, oh my gosh, guys, like you guys are dragging me. She addressed it very hands-on. She offered people refunds. Like I feel like she really did damage control very effectively. And that's why probably people are still shopping with her. She didn't make it seem like she was the victim. She didn't make it seem like, oh my gosh, guys, like no, she very much took accountability and moved forward. I feel like there's going to be so much trial and tribulation, but it's actually about how you deal with it. Like,
and I feel like even like watching her documentary, she did highlight it was a manufacturer. Like, they sent her one, and this is the thing, they can send you, this is why I have issue with these manufacturers, they'll send you one thing that's perfect, a sample, but in the bulk, it's a whole different thing that you didn't approve, and that's what happened to her. And it's like, but as a business owner, you have to take on the chin that everything is your fault, do you know what I mean? Like, even though it's not to say that people don't want to hear it.
It's so sad. She's not even the one at fault in that.
Literally, it was literally her manufacturers. This is why manufacturers answer to their clients that you will approve everything and the bulk is something. Because even like, let's say, I've had the shoot, they said it's going to be ready at this time. They told me the lead time is 7 days or at least 2 weeks, and the designs weren't like complex enough to make it at one point. I've had my shoot, they're telling me the thing's not been ready. And they were already late, behind time. I like getting my piece a week before the shoot. Because I do not trust these people, do you know what I mean? So they be doing things that's messed up, do you know what I mean? And they didn't even got it. They didn't even delete, like, not delete, they didn't even make it to what I wanted anyway. So it's like, you know, but it's like, you know, how these people, they just don't care. They just don't care if the manufacturer, don't care if it's the air. They just want their pieces. Do you know what I mean? That they paid for. But I do feel like the critique on that was valid because it was like, okay, you know, and she is known to be a bit stylish, you know what I mean? So everyone was expecting more. And I think very cardigan and jeans and stuff like that. But I like her second collection more.
I do. I actually really like.
I like the dress. Yeah, like the dresses. I actually was thinking of buying one of them. I really like it because I think it's really nice. And I feel like she's taking it on the chin.
I feel like she's finding her space in the fashion industry. Yeah. Like, I can definitely see the difference between the second collection and the first collection.
I absolutely love it. I feel like she's put more thought into the
definitely
second collection, do you know what I mean? And I do respect her for it because like, I guess she didn't like give up, but she took on the chin. Do you know what I mean? So I did get it, but you know. So how would you say, because I know you're like, I know you didn't fully brand yourself as a Christian brand, but you kind of still put that in the forefront of your like brand. So how would you say what has influenced you in your journey of like being like a business owner and, you know, even down to your pieces? Do you like see it in like dreams, like visions? Like, how would you say that he's been doing this journey?
I feel like God is the only one carrying this business. Like, if I tell you the things that actually happened, and God has told me it was going to happen weeks ago or months before it happened, you'd literally be surprised. I feel like for me, the main thing I do is before I even commit to anything, I'm speaking to it with God. I'm like, God, help me, show me. Even in terms of my creativity, I'm like, God, give me creative ideas. Like, I feel like God is very much at the forefront of this business, not just in terms of my design, but also in terms of how I conduct my business on the whole. I feel like a lot of people who think they're not necessarily the most Christian brand feel like they can't include God in their business. But for me, including God in my business means, how do I treat my manufacturer? How do I treat the people around me, the people I work with, the people that I am like employing? How do I treat the models on the days of shoots? Do you get what I mean? So everyone around me, like, I hope and I pray they can say that, like, Daniela is such a lovely person to work with. She shows the fruits of the spirit. So like, I try to be very patient, I try to be very loving, I try to be very kind in the way I conduct my business, especially with my customers as well. Like, I feel like sometimes I see a lot of customers like responding on social media like from like their own personal, like as a personal attack, they'll be like, oh well, you did it. No, why do you do that? Just respond with grace.
You have to remember your business. It's so emotional in business, do you know what I mean?
Definitely. There's that, and there's also being a Christian as well. Like, I'm never gonna give a response that's like out of character for me. I hope not, anyways.
I hope not. Honestly, that's why, especially as you start elevating, you need to get people that will do the talking. And that's why the team comes up, do you know what I mean? And then kind of like you'll deal with it behind the scenes. Yeah, I do think that's important, but it is expensive though. All this comes at a cost, but I do think it's more necessary when you've grown and have like a, you know, your brand has like reached global scale. Like any small is a PRT on the moment, she doesn't need to speak anymore. Just don't speak.
And I feel like Natalie,
Oh yeah, and that's
she really needs a PR.
Yeah, I feel like, but I think people are so out of order though. Like, I'm
I
sorry.
feel like people are out of order, but I also feel like customers are allowed to have opinions. Like, you really can't let people come on TikTok.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I literally see her on the comments where she will respond to somebody. Why are you doing that? As a business owner, you should never be responding to some, like, especially in a negative way. She's responding like, oh, I think she said something like, you're not even from London, so I don't know why. I was like, how can you say that to somebody?
I do get what you mean. I feel like she just, from her perspective as well, she feels so attacked.
Yeah, I love her and I feel like she's doing such a good thing, but I feel like you do actually need to know the balance. Like,
yeah, I do agree.
Yeah.
You have to know the balance and where to draw a line, especially with customers. Like, people are going to chat the most rubbish, but you have to master the engine of being, letting them see you triggered, do you know what I mean? Because they'll continue to do it because they enjoy getting the rise. They enjoy winding you up, do you know what I mean? And that's how people are, unfortunately. And it's a choice that we're getting you going, but I do think now that I feel like she's quite funny, even though she hasn't launched, she's got a good now it's like a PR team or something that will do, someone that will be the spokesperson for her brand now, because it's getting to that stage, everything she says, people are just ready to come out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the downside of when you do, you know, reach successful, well, just reach the success you want to reach. You have to deal with people and their misery. Because I feel like, why are people so upset about every little thing everyone does? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Like, if you don't want to pay £120, don't pay that.
I don't get why everyone's complaining about her pricing.
No, literally. Like,
if it's too expensive for you, that's okay. Yeah. But why does that mean you have to come on the internet and like bash her?
That's what
I really don't get it. Like, she's obviously put a lot of thought into that pricing. She's very smart. I feel like she's very smart in the way she's like. Her journey so far, you can very much tell that she's someone that has like a very business mindset. So she's obviously got every reason to price her gym at that price. So why is everyone saying that's too expensive? Too expensive is subjective, guys. It's literally subjective. Something that's too expensive for somebody is very cheap for someone else. Like, you can't like determine how expensive something is. For me personally, I wouldn't pay £120 a month, but that's because I don't even go to the gym. I struggle to even pay £30 a month for a gym. Do you get what I mean? There's other people that are very like hands-on, they go to the gym all the time. £120 is probably nothing for them. Yeah. I feel like it's about what you prioritise. Like, I would pay a lot of money for a bag of shoes, but I'm going to pay the jewelry because I'm scared of losing it. It's about what you prioritise, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like if I was spend like so much money on a necklace or a bracelet or a ring and I get lost, do you know, I'll be so distraught, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I know that bag and shoes are easier to buy. I love a bag and a shoe, do you know what I mean? So I'm more willing to split part ways with my money on that. And even with this, I personally don't know what ever pay. I don't know what gym it is, yeah. I don't know, what gym, it can be a gym that's, you know, that gym that everyone, that first space, whatever it's called, where it has 3 floors, a sauna, this, that, and the third. Like, I'm not interested. But that's just me, and literally my personal preference, you know what I mean? But there's people that are gym heads that love the gym. Like, they don't necessarily care about a bag or shoe or phone, but they were willing to spend their money. And everyone has things they prioritise financially. Do you know what I mean? Whether it be clothes, technology, and some people it's gym. So there are definitely women that will invest in that and pay that price. And I feel like if you simply don't know, you don't have to go online and bash someone. You say, oh, I was interested in it, but it's not for me. Like, I'm not willing to part £120. And I understand the economy is tight. Everyone has to kind of like, figure out their situation. I do get that, but that's not naturally that's not naturally being like problem. I feel like people keep comparing her to like other gym, like Pure Gym. I don't think people understand that she's not yet franchised.
She's literally one. She's a boutique
gym. Pure Gym has like how many gyms within your local area?
Do you know what I mean? They don't need to charge that high price because they have so many different establishments. You know what I mean? So I feel like people like want people to be successful when they have to do things to get them there, or like even just be supportive. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if it was in America, they won't complain like this. Like, oh my God, yes! Like, it will be a different reception. Whereas here, it's everything you do. It's like, give it a rest. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to pay it, simply don't pay it. I don't want to pay £120. I'm not going online and bashing her stuff. Like, I respect what she's doing. I respect what she's doing for women. And I respect that this is what her passion is and she's going for it, which is like, and the people that are commenting on it, they wouldn't dare to go for it. Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't ever put themselves out there or take the risk. And the financial loss already that she's had, she's even on a price breakdown.
Yeah.
Where do you want her to get the money back from? Do you know what I mean? She has to pay rent. Do you know what I mean? Like, people think that, yeah, just all the money is not going back to her. She needs to enhance the business. She needs to have backup money. If any of the machines break down, you know what I mean? All the insurance that she has to cover. There's a lot of stuff and a lot of legality that she has to do. Do you know what I mean? That costs money. So she's taken that all into consideration as well. And obviously she wants to profit from it. So I feel like people just stop crying about certain things, not for you, not in your budget. Then I can still support you, but that's not for me. Do you know? Like, I keep it stepping. You don't have to try and destroy someone online. That's what I really hate. Especially when someone is successful, just want to destroy you. Like, I don't like.
For me, like, rather than bashing, I just pray God makes me.
Give me the money.
Yeah, God, please bring me the money. That £120 is light on gym.
Yeah, that
rather than bashing, pray that God makes you fruitful.
Exactly.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
honestly, let's be praying that £120 falls at £1. Like, I don't feel it. Do you get it?
Can you imagine?
So I feel like it's just too much, really. Like, I don't like it, and I feel like I do feel sorry for Amy to a degree as well, because it's like, this is her life. I
do feel sorry for her.
I feel like I get it. Like, people are trying to say her business is a fast fashion brand. She doesn't feel that way.
Yeah. I don't think it's a fast fashion brand. I do think that's her reach.
That is. So the lady, I saw the video, she was like, oh, your business is a fast fashion brand. And I was like, okay, you're really reaching.
I don't think so. At all. I think for me, the only way where I feel like she could have been more strategic is just coming online crying. Yeah, I feel like sometimes that can just give like the victim mindset, and sometimes it's almost like you want people to feel sorry for you. Yeah. Like, I just don't feel like you shouldn't really see a lot of business owners doing that. Like,
yeah, and I just feel like it's just gonna bring more bullies.
Yeah.
Like, if people know that you can't get, like, they can't get to you, you're less likely to attract, but sometimes people just want to respond. They don't even care. It's like with what they do with celebrities, yeah? They'll say the meanest thing to get them to respond. Then they're like, oh my God, no, I love you. Like, you have to take that into consideration. Yeah. So they're still fans, people may not get it, they're still fans for the great. Yeah. So when you respond to them, they'll be like, oh, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel like, you know, it is.
Yeah, I feel like being a business owner is hard. Even though I feel like I say she probably shouldn't have come crying on the internet, I can never tell someone how to handle a situation. Like, everyone handles things differently. Like, honestly speaking, if you got like crying was perfectly, then who am I to tell you?
Maybe she
shouldn't have done that.
Relatable.
Do you get what I mean? So yeah, I actually feel like it's each their own. Like,
yeah, it's true. I feel like even like with Whitney, like what she's doing in terms of like just being transparent about her journey.
I don't get the problem why people think that's.
Why are people crying though? It's like people like love to see like, oh, your relationship, okay, but the honesty of going for a breakup, it's hard. Why are you crying about something that's cringe? I'm sorry, like, is everyone iron or something like that? Like,
and she's been doing that series way before Locker. Yeah. Like, way before they ended. So I don't really get why everyone's so, like,
opinionated. I feel like people just love to bash, and that's what I don't like. Like, when you're at a certain stage of your life or a certain stage of your career, you just have to mentally prepare yourself for the bashing and this, that, and the third. Do you get it? But I feel like once my feelings reach to the stage that I'm not going to be I think I'm going to be one, but you're going to know
I'm going to be in the background. The
background. You're going to know it's me that runs it. Yeah. Like, if I do like a press conference or whatever, or do like interviews, I'm happy to speak then. But you'll not know. Yeah. I'm going to be in the background. I'm happy to just create.
And that's why I feel like I've stopped a lot of founder content. In the beginning, like, I showed my face a lot. But now that I've got models, like, for me, all of that stopped. Like, on my personal account, I'm happy to share that. On my business page, absolutely not. Like, I really want a big differentiation between me as the founder and my brand. Yeah. Like, I don't want it to be an intertwined business where it's like,
you have to really be careful.
Yeah, I very much want to differentiate too.
Because there's people that will literally not go after the brand that sees you.
Yeah.
So, you need to like separate it, do you know what I mean? Because that's what I didn't want to do initially on my business page. So any like thing founder, that's what I'm trying to start doing now. On my videos, more on my personal page, and everyone can see it there. Because I was always and I'm putting that on my business page. I'm stuck. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? And you just don't know who's watching, and people are backline. They'll just not buy the stuff to you. So you're passing your face everywhere. So it's like, yeah. So how would you feel like you dealt with support or lack of support in your journey? as
Being
well.
from like family and friends?
Yeah, like family, friends, even just in general, because I feel like communities, that's such an important thing. If you haven't got a community, even with customers, you're not going to sell anything. So how would you feel like you dealt with that? Because there's a lot of people that say, oh, they come on the internet and they're not feeling supported by their loved ones or people that you consider friends or family. So how would you say you navigated that?
I think the people that now support me, like my parents, my siblings, my best friend, my friends, I think the people that now support me, and even with that, like, I feel like even if they didn't support me, I feel like I'd still be where I am today because I genuinely don't rely on support.
Yeah.
Like, I always say, your friends, your family, as much as they can support you, they're not my target audience. They're literally not my target audience. Like, I feel like I don't rely on their support. As much as I need it, for me, I don't rely on it. And I feel like if they stop giving me support today, I'd still be fine. I'd literally still be fine. But again, I say this as an experience being a business owner. I think because this is basically my second time around doing things, I've learned a lot. And I feel like if this was my first ever business, this would affect me so bad if I wasn't getting support from family and friends. But being where I am now, it's like, it's only been like that. I've developed that backbone and I've developed that kind of like strength to keep going regardless.
Yeah, because you do see a lot of that, and there's something that say, your friends don't have support. I'm sorry, like, you don't even have to be interested. When I'm not necessarily the target audience for what they're doing, but I will still repost, I will still do that thing. I feel like those things that go on where, I'll still shout if they have an event. I'll help them in ways, even though it might not necessarily be that's, you know what I mean, the target audience, but it's just to show that way. So I feel like everyone should also be like them, because I feel like people want all the support, but they don't want to give it back as well.
That's so
they
true.
don't want to give it back or take those sacrifices. They want everyone to be sharing their stuff, but when it comes to other people in their life, they're more hesitant. Like, I just think it's just a bit like,
it's also like, for me, it's like, if God is for you, who can be against you?
Honestly,
honestly speaking, like, God is genuinely the only person.
No, it's true, literally, and I feel like no one should ever let that discourage them. They should do it life. People, even though it's nice for them to support you, but some people for say they might not even get support from their parents because their parents are valuing it. It's like when social media was coming up, go and get a proper job. Now they're making money.
Everyone goes like, they're
do you know what I mean?
Sometimes people just don't catch on until it actually happens.
So I feel like, the parents don't be catching on, but now they're caught on to certain things and they see that, it's making money. They're like, cool, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel like that's a lot of struggle that people do go through in your business, in like businesses or when they start their ventures. And I'm sure there's some people that feel like quite neglected around their loved ones at the moment when they're doing this. And even just, someone, even just relating to them or something like that, just will be like, okay, I get you. They don't have that comfort. And I do feel like in the community, just to keep you going as well. Yes, God as well. But sometimes it's nice for someone to say,
yeah, of course. I do feel like community is so important.
Stop playing about yourself and do what you need to do. Do you know what I mean? Because
I value community a lot, for sure. But I feel like if you don't have community around you, don't let that discourage you.
No, definitely. I feel like and you'll find your tribe eventually, because we all need support. I need support. Even like if it's from someone posting, that's a form of support.
Yeah. For me, I feel like I experience the most support from my customers because I feel like for me, they're the people that matter.
Yeah.
In a sense where it's like, I know I'm creating this for them, so it's almost as if I feel like I need your support more than anyone else's.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, as much as everyone around me support matters, of course it does. Yeah. But it's like, I know my mum is not going to wear my design.
But that's like, I hear it. It doesn't have to always be like, I don't expect like, let's say, no friends, not gonna wear them fine.
Yeah.
I'll be a girlfriend, but not to have one, But do you know what I mean? But you'll still be like messaging or something like that, do you know what I mean? So everyone has to, use rationale when it comes to these things, but I do think community is such an important thing and it'll help you to stay focused because it is different.
And stay grounded, definitely.
Yeah, because I feel like even when you reach, such, you need people to remind you like, hey, like,
keep going,
don't get too ahead of yourself now, don't forget who you are, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like that's another thing, when people reach certain levels, they forget who they are, it's like, now, do you know what I mean? So it's always good to stay humble, keep grabbing.
That's what I always pray, like, God, keep me humble.
No, keep humble.
Keep me humble so you don't have to humble me. Because one thing about it, God will humble you regardless. So it's better for you to pray, God, keep me humble. Because if God humbles you himself,
you're gonna like it.
Baby,
I know. So anything that was like, disciplinarian, guys. So you give it the glory, sing hallelujah, and enjoy your life. I don't want to get telling off.
No, for real.
No, thank you. But yeah. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Designer Dialogues. It's been a pleasure to have you on. I really enjoyed this conversation and discussing about your brand. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
I hope you guys love this episode. See you guys soon.
Bye.
Hey guys, so I thought I'd show you our bestseller. So these are our feral jeans, and they are like a stacked pair of jeans. So they're literally like mid-rise / low-rise, and they are tiger print / zebra print. So yeah,
It's cute.
this is also what's coming this summer. This is an exclusive design I'm showing you guys. It's our ruffled low-rise maxi skirt. So you can see it's floral / animal print. And yeah, it's very much vintage inspired, Carrie Bradshaw inspired. So keep an eye out for this.